to the man in the eye of the storm, perhaps the one at the center of it all, and is the chairman of the APC, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, who joins us in the program. Thank you so much, Comrade Oshiomhole, for your time tonight on the program. Let me get your quick reaction to yesterday's ruling of the appeal court. What's your reaction to it, and what's your next step of action?
I can't hear now.
Okay, can you hear now?
Well, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. So it's good to have you on the program. Okay, great. So I wanted to get your reaction to yesterday's Court of Appeal ruling.
Yeah, well, we thank their lordship. They have given their judgment. And in a democracy, the court is an independent arm of government. When they hand out judgment, it is not for you to pick and choose whether to obey or not. I accept their judgment in good faith. I am a product of the judiciary. I always tell people that if I am not a convict today, it's courtesy of a courageous bench and a very resourceful bar. All my life has been a life of struggle. People have always oppressed me, harassed me, and the court has always come to my aid. Even my big governor was courtesy of court. So yesterday's judgment, I accept it in good faith, and my lawyers will advise, having studied the judgment, what is the next line of action. So at this point, I will just thank their lordship for their judgment and look forward to my lawyers advising me on what should be the next line, if there should be another next line of action.
It does look like you agree, but are you talking to your lawyers? Are you leaving it at that? Are you talking to them to appeal it? Because the next step is to go to the Supreme Court.
It's not clear now.
Is it clear now?
It's not clear now.
All right, if I may go again with the question.
Are you talking now,
okay, let me try to get a question.
I can't hear you now.
All right, let me get a question to you. I understand our engineers are trying to resolve that communication line. But if you can hear me, Comrade Oshiomhole, of course, the next step is go to the Supreme Court. Because after the appeal court, it's a Supreme Court. Are you talking to your lawyers after they've looked into the case to appeal it, or you're just going to leave it at that? I'll try once again. Comrade Oshiomhole, are you talking to your lawyers to go to the Supreme Court, or you're just going to leave the judgment of the appeal court, which sacked you yesterday? Okay, we will try again. But in the meantime, as we try to reconnect with Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, earlier today, Channels Television, we caught up with a man who says he's the acting national chairman of the APC because of that court order in March. That is Chief Victor Giadom. And I started by asking him about the judgment and where it leaves him, or Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Take a listen to Mr. Giadom's reaction today.
So, being the acting national chairman of this party, through a court order that was delivered in the Federal High Court on the 16th of March, 2020, and that order was given by Honorable Justice S.U. Bature. And I do not find it right that if a court in Nigeria has given an order, I don't see what any other person can do to come and disobey that order. Like I did say, it is important that we obey all order of court and judgment. That is how we can grow our democracy. We do not have the right to select the order that we will obey and the one that we won't obey. As I speak to you, there is no other counter order barring me from acting as acting national chairman of this party. So I do not see where the confusion would come from. And I want to say very clearly here that I'm the acting national chairman because the court has pronounced that and it's clear. So there can be no confusion. I don't think any other person, the section of the NWC, will override the decision of the court. I don't think that will be possible.
So we didn't leave it at that. There are a few things we asked Mr. Gyadom, some of the issues that he did not attend to at the press conference he held today. So the other thing we asked him is where does this leave, for example, the screening committee decision in the party and the governor of Edo State who has resigned from the party? And here is Mr. Gyadom's reaction to it.
I haven't seen his letter of resignation. I haven't seen it. Until until we have a copy of that letter, then we'll be able to say what next the party will do. And like we would revert back to NEC. Because the organ that has that power and responsibility to provide direction for this party is the NEC. And nobody can constitute himself to be neck of this party. That is why it is worrisome the way things have gone in this party, that you just wake up in the morning and take decision without reference to neck. And I think that will not help the growth of this party. It should come back to the APC. That's fine. That's what I want. We'll be glad to have him back to this party. We won't like our serving governor. And not even just serving governor, any member of this party we won't like to lose our members to any other political party. There have been no primaries yet. There's going to be primaries in Edo, so there have been no primaries. So there's no issue of conducting a fresh one. There have never been a primary before. So I think that we will extend an olive hand to him and advise him not to leave our own party and to ensure him that he will have justice in this party and he will be able to express his ambition.
So you heard Mr. Gyadom there. We also took time to speak with Mr. Larry Isa Onilu on the decision to appoint Senator Abiola Ajimobi as the acting national chairman. And at the end of the day today, that also the decision of Mr. Hilad Eta standing in for Senator Ajimobi. I will play that interview for you in a couple of minutes. But let's get back to our conversation with Mr. Adams Oshiomhole, the suspended national chairman of the APC. I guess you can hear me now, Comrade Oshiomhole. So I was asking, what have you instructed your lawyers to take the decision to go to the Supreme Court to appeal this ruling of the appeal court?
I think I spoke to that. I said, what I do next will be based on my legal advice. And my lawyers will act on that. I don't think I need to communicate it through the television. It's a relationship between a lawyer and his client. And I think we should leave it at that. As for what I heard my brother Victor was saying, until 7 p.m. yesterday, and only because I was in court, I remained the chairman of the APC. And before then, the governor of Edo State had voluntarily resigned from his membership of our party, and that resignation has since been accepted. The screening has been completed, and all that was left was done today by members of the NWC. We are 21 members. Since the court suspended me or upheld what they describe as the suspension by my word, and that is another matter, I did not attend that meeting in obedience to the court of law, to the judgment of the Court of Appeal. But the Court of Appeal did not suspend the functioning of the National Working Committee. And the constitution of the party states clearly, in the absence of the chairman, who act as chairman and the rest of it. And the National Working Committee, I'm told, and I read in the media as well, met, and about 16 out of 20 took some decisions to ensure that all attempt to scuttle the forthcoming primaries in Edo was not done, was not successful, and they went ahead to appoint primary election committee that will conduct the election. And to ensure that it is done creditably, they appoint in their wisdom a governor to chair the panel as the returning officer, along with other eminent members of the party that have been given that assignment by the NWC that sat today. I was not there because, as I said, in obedience to the court order, I have to stay away. But my advice to my brother Victor is about common sense. In the absence of the chairman, there is nothing in our rules, and the courts can only interpret the rules of the party and the Constitution of Nigeria. I mean, it serves to common sense. If the chairman is absent, it should be the deputy. In the absence of the deputy, it is the vice chairman. How does the deputy secretary come in? As we speak, we have a secretary sitting in the office, working late hours to ensure that the secretariat function. I think that my brother, who I just spoke with, Victor Giadom, wants to take our party to the root of Rivers State, where they created so much problem that as we speak today in Rivers, we have crisis. My plea with them is that they should put God first and put our national party interests second and put our democracy deep in their heart and not try to use any externalities to destabilize our party the way it has been destabilized in Rivers State. Everybody knows, including the overall leader of our party, President Muhammadu Buhari, that we ought to try to resolve issues amicably as provided for within the constitution of our party. How can a deputy national chairman, assuming he was still one, claim to be chairman? So for me, these are not my problems now. What really concerns me at this point, just even if I'm not an officer of the party, I remain a member, and I'm very familiar and conversant with the provisions of the Constitution.
Comrade Oshiomhole, apologies to Button,
yes,
because we need to take a break. But when we come back, we still ask you a few questions around what is happening in the party and the way forward, and of course, where you stand in the midst of all of that. We take a break, and when we come back, we hear again from Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. We have a panel to dissect the issues ahead of the Edo governorship election. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us tonight. We're looking at the crisis rocking the leadership of the APC, and I've been speaking with the suspended national chairman of the party, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Thank you so much, Comrade Oshiomhole, for talking to us tonight. So give us a sense of what you will be doing right now in the midst of all of this.
Well, I didn't hear the last part of your statement, but let me see. If you ask me what I'm doing now, I'm resting in obedience to the court order. I'm reflecting, and I'm consulting with my lawyers. And I'm satisfied that I'm doing what I should be doing. But however, this point needs to be made, just for the benefit of our teaming members and even for the Nigeria public who are interested on how political party functions in our country. Our party is not an armed force organization. It is a structured organization based on rules and regulations, and on the basis of a constitution which was registered with INEC, and on the basis of which we transact the business of APC. I was suspended, or I was allegedly suspended by a ward, and the Court of Appeal in its wisdom has now upheld that suspension. The NWC, as an organ of the party, was never taken to court. There is no judicial pronouncement to the effect that NWC no longer exists. The court has not frozen the constitution of APC. The court actually yesterday quoted copiously sections of the APC constitution. And for me, the business of APC will be transacted as a member. The business of APC can only be managed on the basis of the constitution of the APC. I think there are people who are determined to hide under this crisis to perpetuate their own agenda. How, just listening to Mr. Victor saying that he has decisions to screen, the panel is appointed by NWC. The appeal panel is appointed by NWC. The decision to accept the recommendation is taken by NWC. Right. That NWC is valid. It is not taken by one man. It borders on the height of, I don't want to use the word mischief on my otherwise a good brother. It is unfair for him to think that anybody, including myself inclusive, whether in suspension or out of suspension, even as a city chairman, I do not have the power, and I have never exercised such power to set aside decisions taken by the National Working Committee. No individual can set aside the decision of the National Working Committee. And I'm shocked that Mr. Victor can claim, you know, as a Deputy National Secretary, whose position is even in contest, whether having resigned from the office and he has not been renominated back. You don't walk out of your job, you resign, we accept the resignation, you return back. But this is a matter for another day. But assuming he was even a substantive legal Deputy National Secretary, I think that, or according to him, he has now been posed as acting chairman by whatever authority he has quoted, that gives him power as a sole administrator, like a military administrator, to set aside decisions democratically taken with minutes in place. As we speak, the real secretary is in the office. So I just want to appeal that if anybody wants to create confusion within the party, the media should not aid such person. Look critically at the constitution of the APC.
We need to leave it at that, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. And I must sincerely thank you for your time tonight on the program and wish you the very best in the coming days.